last year I attended the Kwa Lichaba Motorshow, which was an event put together by you and your team. So tell me more about Loxion Motorshow.
Loxion Motorshow, it's an event management company and it's also a marketing company. So what we do is we specialize mainly in the automotive sector. We don't just do events just for doing events, but what we actually do is we theme them. We use events as means to address certain social ills. And also how we actually originally started is that we wanted to take motoring to the previously disadvantaged communities. But I think our first event was so well marketed that a lot of people in the suburbs saw our event and we started getting invites to come through and do the same thing there. So that is what Loxion Motorshow predominantly does.
And the events that you put together, take me through them.
We're the first guys to host the Maponya Mall annual motor show. In fact, it's only been, I think, 1 year where we haven't hosted it there. It was a huge success. The first time we had an event there, we had such support from all manufacturers. The second year, we brought through a national go-karting competition. Because how we actually started initially, we wanted to bring dealerships to the township. But then the following year, we then added a bit of motorsports to it. And that was predominantly based on the fact that my late business partner, Zulu, he was in motorsports. And we wanted to see more Zulus being birthed. We've done events at Umlazi, Mega City. We had a Gymkhana event there, which was absolutely successful, very well covered as well. In fact, in KZN, we've got such a huge following.
Just listening to you, you sound very well informed about the motoring industry. Where did your passion start, and tell me about it?
My passion for motoring, actually, really, maybe I don't really have one. But my background is mechanical engineering, all right? And I love to see, the automotive people, car fanatics, they're happy people. I love working with happy people. And for me, it's success when people come to our events and they leave there satisfied. I think my passion is based on the fact that I like to succeed in whatever it is that I do.
Now, this industry is usually referred to as a boys' club, so how do you feel being a female in a male-dominated industry?
That's actually quite easy. My mechanical background gave me experience. I went into mechanical engineering by detour, actually. It was a total error how I ended up studying mechanical engineering, because I think I was always born to be a marketer, a business person. That is who I was. But the Almighty God knew why. He took me into mechanical engineering. And that's where I actually learned how to speak a guy's language, how to relate to guys. And I find that background has seriously helped me because, I understand things like terminology. When you talk about a turbine, what are you talking about? So yeah, that has truly helped me.
I've got a business where I'm involved in the organizing of certain events, particularly motoring events. Loxion Motorshow has been one of them, where we basically do events out at Kasi and take motoring to the people to expose them. We were the very first company, Nana, my partner, Nana Zulu, to take a motoring show to Maponya Mall.
You were partners with Zulu, and how has his passing affected your business?
Gugu's passing was unfortunate, and it was a huge shock, but it hasn't really affected the business. It has maybe affected me in the sense that I don't have the person that I would always speak to about things, bounce things off, somebody who would always contribute. Gugu was very resourceful, and people loved him. We kind of made a good balance, because I was more the business, in the business, and he was more the operations person. So at events, I would always just relax, and he was very good with making sure everything is together. And as you know, he was a people's person. So we made a good team together. But thus far, no, it hasn't really affected us that much. Because I think it was also a blessing that, we kind of got used to working individually, but we do miss him greatly.
When I started out in Ignition and I used to go to motor shows, especially in the townships, the turnout wasn't so big. But now it seems like the industry is growing at such a rapid pace, especially in the townships. Why do you think that is?
There's always been a culture in the township of cars. You know, that is also part of the reason why we started Loxion Motorshow. You know, in the township, people have always loved cars. We always say that cars, it's a social cohesion, because cars are loved by everyone. Cars are loved by all race groups. Cars are loved by all age groups. You get a 5-year-old person who's very passionate about cars. I have a 5-year-old nephew. You know, he thinks he's the next Schumacher. And you get an old guy who is 70 who still loves cars. So cars are actually loved by everyone. And in the townships, we believe that the culture was always there, but it was never cultivated. And people are not given opportunities. People were not exposed. And that is what Loxion Motorshow aims to do. We want to expose people, but we also want to show that in the township, we can also be just as professional as the guys who attend Kyalami. And we are just as competitive.
And lastly, what do you think is the future of motoring Ekas?
The future is very bright for us, in fact. As I explained, we've got the South Coast Bike Fest that we are doing this year. We also have the Moses Mabhida event. It's actually called the eThekwini Skills Training Festival. We've got a drive that we are doing in awareness of various cancers that affect women. That's going to be around Women's Day. We have a bevy of activities, but then again, there is something that is brewing, which unfortunately I cannot speak about. But one thing I can tell you is that it's going to take the automotive sector to another level, especially in Ekasi. Because, you know, there are so many people. Gugu was fortunate that he was well known. And I suppose that was due to the fact that he knew how to market himself well. But you've got so many people like Cabo Philip Kekane, who are your unknowns. They're not really that out there, you know, in the public. So there is something that we are currently doing, and we are linking, we're bringing all those people together. And this is on a permanent basis. This is not just a once-off event or an annual event, but there's something that we are doing which is going to give them an opportunity to become SMEs within the automotive sector. But for now, I can't really disclose much, but that will be Loxion Motorshow's greatest achievement, and it's going to leave a legacy in this country.